Does heaven rejoice over repentant sinners? Do we welcome such people or make them feel unwelcome? Let's look at Luke 15. What did Jesus teach the Pharisees and experts in Old Covenant law about sinners? All the tax collectors and sinners were gathering around Jesus to listen to him. The Pharisees and legal experts were grumbling, saying, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Jesus told this parable. Suppose someone among you had 100 sheep and lost one of them. Wouldn't he leave the other 99 in the pasture and search for the lost one until he finds it? And when he finds it, he's thrilled and places it on his shoulders. When he arrives home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Celebrate with me because I've found my lost sheep." In the same way, I tell you, there'll be more joy in heaven over one sinner who changes both heart and life than over 99 righteous people who have no need to change their hearts and lives. Are the angels happy when even one person turns to God? Jesus told the people another story. What will a woman do if she has 10 silver coins and loses one of them? Won't she light a lamp, sweep the floor, and look carefully until she finds it? Then she'll call in her friends and neighbors and say, "Let's celebrate, I've found the coin I lost." Jesus said, in the same way God's angels are happy when even one person turns to him. Have we ever made a foolish decision in life, squandering our resources? Andy said, there was a man who had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me the share of property that's coming to me." And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country. And there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he'd spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into his fields to feed pigs. And he was longing to be fed with the pods that the pigs ate, and no one gave him anything. Have we ever come to our senses and not been welcomed back? Does God treat us like that? When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired hands have more than enough food, and here I am dying of hunger? I'll get up, go to my father, and say to him, 'Father, I've sinned against heaven and in your sight. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired hands.' So he got up and went to his father. But while the son was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran, threw his arms around his neck, and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I've sinned against heaven and in your sight. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father told his slaves, 'Quick, bring out the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Then bring the fattened calf and slaughter it, and let's celebrate with a feast, because this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate." How do those of us who have been faithful Christians treat the wayward who have returned? Now the father's oldest son was in the field. As he was coming back to the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called to one of the servants and asked what was happening. The servant told him, "Your brother's come home, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he got him back safely." Then the oldest son became angry and wouldn't go into the house. So his father came out and began to plead with him. But he answered his father, "Listen, all these years I've worked like a slave for you. I've never disobeyed a command of yours. Yet you've never given me so much as a young goat for a festival, so I could celebrate with my friends. But this son of yours spent your money on prostitutes. And when he came back, you killed the fattened calf for him." His father told him, "My child, you're always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come back to life. He was lost and has been found." Does heaven rejoice over repentant sinners? Do we welcome such people or make them feel unwelcome? You decide.